What is up, everybody? It's Josh here again, and today we have a new Enshrouded video for you. We have a huge update to go over. We have a video from the devs that's going to explain half the video, and then we're going to go over the rest of it. We have the hollowed halls, all kinds of new items in the game. It's a huge update. Let's get into it, shall we? We have the Hollow Halls update, the very first large update for Enshrouded. They say it's actually very hard for them to pronounce Hollow Halls. This is greetings, Flameborn. Their first update is finally here. Just a few weeks ago, they were releasing their first roadmap, and now here we are ticking off a bunch of boxes from that roadmap. This huge update is called Hollow Halls, which are basically dungeons in Enshrouded to test your mettle against foes. They recommend preparing very well before going into these. Even though you can run them as a solo player, they suggest running them with a group of some sort. It's probably best with a group. They have a video on YouTube. We'll go ahead and show you that video real quick. It will help a little bit with explaining what all is new. It is a great video. Credit to Enshrouded and King Games. The video doesn't go in complete details. We'll go over the things that the video doesn't and show you a little bit more of the Hollow Halls. Let's watch that video, shall we?
Enshrouded's first big update is out now. Don't like to read the patch notes? Then let's go over the highlights together and see what's new. Introducing Hollow Halls, a series of unique, massive dungeons, one in each biome. We've heard the community's call for more challenging combat exploration, and with this new update, we're excited to bring it to you. With the introduction of dungeons, we are also expanding our enemy faction, adding new craftable props, exclusive legendary rewards and your hard-won trophies, a mysterious crafting station with its own recipes, and new quests, one of which leads you to a brand new spooky NPC. But that's not all. We are also removing the 60Hz limitation and updating our camera motion to support higher frame rates and refresh rates. We have also reworked one of our towns, Willow Crush, that you can explore, as well as some of our locations that have been improved and are now more polished. For those enchanted by mystical worlds and cozy underground homes, we've crafted round doors and windows just for you. Get ready to elevate your creations to new heights, or new lows. And wait, there is more. Now you can actually sit down on furniture. Whether you've had a long day and need a break, had an urgent need to isolate yourself and think for a while, or just want to enjoy the view with your friends, the possibilities are endless. Are you a botanist at heart? We've got you covered with potted plants. Simply visit Emily the farm, and once you have crafted a kiln to access various types of leafy friends. And that's not all. We're expanding the variety of tree seedlings too, available at your seedbed station. Now let's talk about quality of life updates. Our loot UI design has received an overhaul. You are also now able to craft stacks of items instead of having to furiously spam the space button. The gift UI has also been greatly improved for ease of transferring items. Content of magic chests is also now available for workshops. That way, you no longer have to sprint from your chest to the workshop. Want a more in-depth player stats? We've got you covered. Stack splitting has also been enhanced, allowing for more flexibility in splitting stacks. With the new ping function on the world map, multiplayer coordination just got easier. No more shouting at Steve for going in a completely opposite direction. Simply point them to the specific area you want to meet up on the map. And lastly, for those struggling to find friends servers, worry no more. You can now locate servers via IP address with an added feature to conceal the address for those of you that stream, so that Dark Sasuke will not raid your base while you are out on an adventure.
So the video only covers the first two sections of the patch notes here, and it does so a little bit, not completely in detail. We're going to go in and show you how to actually get to the new dungeons, and they are available only in certain biomes. As you can see here, each biome has a new playable area called Hollow Halls, and that is in every single biome. So every biome has one of these Hollow Halls available, and we'll show you where the quest starts. The quest will start here at the Alchemist. Once you get into the game, you'll go to your Alchemist and see Descend into the Hollow Halls. That will give you the quest to be able to go to the Hollow Halls and go to the very first one, which we'll show you real shortly. And it looks like the very first Hollow Hall is over here next to the Fling Sanctum right here, just kind of west from the starting area. One of the easiest ways to get to this very first Hollow Halls is to go to the ancient spires of Springlands and fast travel there and glide to it. If you've got the quest marked, you'll see an exclamation mark. If not, you'll have to head southwest from the top of this tower, and you could glide all the way over there. You'll see it kind of nestled in the bottom of the mountainside there. And we'll head up there. You may or may not be able to glide all the way to the very top up here from that tower. If not, there is a path that kind of winds up the very side of the cliff here. And it's not too far from that little ruins there, just at the very bottom, and it comes straight up the cliff. It's kind of hidden there at the bottom. And then it comes straight up the cliff and comes up to here. And this leads to the very first Hollow Halls location. Right here. When you go up to the Hollow Halls, all you have to do is go up to the front door and should just be able to open it. Be very careful, as not even I know what's in here currently. Looks like there's some notes and pickups, and there's some new enemies as well. Also got lots of pots and stuff that you can loot here, which looks really nice. Oh look, and some enemies. Looks like some skeletons. Not too hard to kill. And they're only level 10, it looks like. And of course, the higher level of the biome, the harder that the mobs are going to be in the Hollow Halls. Other than that, it seems to be your normal Enshrouded dungeon, though there are a few different changes, and it does look very, very different. And looks, there's even little dog skeletons too, which is pretty neat. You also have these little things right here, and these are little orbs that you collect to actually unlock barriers, just like so. And all you have to do is just kind of jump and collect those. And collect enough, that will get you past that barrier. It's also a heck of a way to get bones, that's for sure. These big old piles of bones give tons of bones whenever you harvest them. Not that you ever have issues with bones, but just saying. And then, of course, all you have to do is jump up to this right here with the grapple hook. And you'll get to the next one. And they'll open your barrier for you, like so. Sometimes you'll find these little pieces on enemies as well. Like this one right here, just dropped one. And now we can go through the barrier. You can also find the ectoplasm fragments, and you can farm them right here, or you can get them from the mobs that drop them. You'll also find this, the Hollow Halls blocks, which you can make at the workbench once you find them. And we wouldn't want to spoil it completely for you, so we're going to go ahead and skip to the end and show you what you get after you complete this. And once you get to the very end, you'll find a little crypt here, and if you open it, you'll get the Collector, which you could spawn back at base. And that's at the very end of the dungeon here. You'll also get this, a really, really nice staff, and other various loots around. Then you're just going to come back to your base, and you're going to use tab and summon Alden Crowley, the Collector, and you can place him anywhere within your base there. And they can actually make the Revelwood Bone Key, which opens the door to the Revelwood Hollow Halls, which is the next hall. And of course, they mentioned the Ectoplasm Press. We're not going to ruin that. We're actually going to be probably streaming that Friday, just to show everybody what a process is. But you go to this location right here after you get a quest called Ectoplasm Press for the Collector, and basically you can go there and collect the Ectoplasm Press, which makes some new foods and stuff like that. And also getting the press requires you to craft that key from that guy you just got, and then you can go to this place right here, the Revelwood Hollow Halls key place, where you can get the Ectoplasm Press. And along with the new halls and everything, we got all kinds of different loot, which includes new shields and all kinds of stuff like that. They also nerfed acid damage, it looks like, fixed an issue that caused too high critical damage for the acid cone spell. And also, if you were gliding or updrafting more than once, you can't do it anymore. You are not Jonathan Livingstone Seagull. So they made some balance tweaks and stuff like that. For example, melee weapons lose durability slightly slower, and wands are slightly faster, and improved durability for some rare items. Looks like they also worked on the enemy pathfinding and AI a little bit, and wand projectiles could be blocked by enemies. And another main change is that you cannot fast travel while falling now. Can't magic your way away from gravity. They also mentioned the game world, and we're going to skim over it real quick. In this section, they really just made some fixes to the world and game world environment, and made it where the shroud is pushed back if there's a flame nearby. They also added some new music to the world in the Pikesman Reach and the combat and shroud areas. Moving over to the crafting, building, and terraforming section. Looks like they may have fixed the visualization of borders for player base works better now, with combined areas of several flame altars in cases of where no build areas are intersecting into the base. They They also added a quest for the spinning wheel to increase the visibility of the workstation. And of course, Emily now crafts the flower soil, and you can now grow faster than regular soil with flower soil. It just takes some farm soil and honey to make some flower soil. You can make flowers and stuff like that. And they already kind of mentioned it, but you can see here you can use a flower soul and an empty flower pot to make some nice decorative pots now with flowers, which is pretty nice. Looks like hardwood is also included in many recipes that they added. And real quickly, we'll scan over the user interface localization section, which is the final section of this update. Looks like they made some changes to the way the health bars, they only appear whenever you take damage and stuff like that. Fixed a bunch of typos and whatnot. They mentioned the map marker, and they kind of showed the map marker, but let me show you a little bit more in detail. It's so awesome to be able to create a marker and stuff like that. You can make markers, and you can also set pings. And pings are your ping. Basically, if you want people to go to a certain location, you can just click on it and ping, which is so cool. And that shows up to everybody on the map. And that really should be about it. And they hope that we enjoyed the first update, and let them know what we think about it below. And as you can see, by the time this was recorded, 6,900 people liked this, which is really good. It's a really good update. They added a ton of new stuff. I can't wait for us to stream this coming Friday. We're going to go in and probably do most of the hollow vaults and try to knock it out and see what kind of loot we can get. There's new loot, new items, new stuff to kill, different types of enemies, all kinds of nice stuff they added. This is a really good update. And we want to say thank you to the late night crew, KHX, Sergio, Wolfie, Sandy, which has been a member for 12 months. Thank you so much for the support for a whole year. Silver, John, EMC2, Rodnob, Aaron, Steady Bob, Jim K. 72, Kristen, Jaybird, Fubar, Chris Parsons, Sanchez, MTZ Gaming, Gamer Joe, Sky Reaper 1, Maelstorm, Alpha Tanker, Jason Moran, Valiant, Fabio, Josh Jordan, Micah, Juan Wizard, Harry Muff, Sam Police, Loffinator, I think is how you pronounce that, 23, and Tiller. Thank you so much for being part of Late Night Crew, for supporting the channel, and thank you so much to our Late Night Crew supporters as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Subscribing will get you Enshrouded update videos and content videos just like this one whenever those release. And hopefully, we'll see you next time. Peace.